Children are a big ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a huge blessing. But unfortunately, a lot of individuals, they lack to understand how much of a big blessing having children actually is. They are heedless to the elements of fatherhood and motherhood. Due to negligence and ignorance, they are unable to nourish their children in accordance to Quran, Sunnah and Sharia. This then results in them suffering later on in life. Khair, this is not what today's clip is about. In today's clip, inshaAllah ta'ala, I am going to mention a dua that inshaAllah ta'ala, if you supplicate, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant you offspring. Allah will grant you a child. Never lose hope in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe you are not able to have a child at this precise moment of time, but later on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may well have decreed for you to give birth to a child. Before I mention the dua, I would like to mention the story of Zakaria alayhi salam. Zakaria alayhi salam reached his 90s. Still, he did not have any offspring. He desired to have a child who could carry on the work of deen after him. But at that moment of time, up until his 90s, Allah did not bless him with any offspring. One day, Zakaria alayhi salam, he went into the room of Maryam alayhi salam, who was staying in seclusion in Masjid al-Aqsa. Zakaria alayhi salam was the only individual who had permission to enter the room of Maryam alayhi salam. He was the uncle of Maryam alayhi salam. When he entered the room of Maryam alayhi salam, he noticed off-season fruit. So he asked Maryam alayhi salam, "Where did this fruit come from? I am only allowed to enter into your room. No one else is allowed to enter into your room. And this fruit is not of this season. So where did it come from?" Maryam alayhi salam, she smiled and she said, "Did you not know that Allah provides and gives to whomsoever He likes without any measure?" Upon hearing this, Zakaria alayhi salam, he felt enlightened. He thought to himself that if Allah can provide this for Maryam alayhi salam, I am the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I raise my hands and I make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then surely Allah will answer my du'as. Because Zakaria alayhi salam, he thought that the room in which Maryam alayhi salam was staying in, that room was blessed. He made dua, he raised his hands in the courts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He asked for offspring from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He supplicated for a child, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him, blessed him with Yahya alayhi salam. Zakaria alayhi salam was in his 90s. He made sincere dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah answered his dua, and he was bestowed with offspring, with a blessed child whom we know as Yahya alayhi salam. So what is this dua of Zakaria alayhi salam? This dua is very easy, very simple and very effective. If you have yaqeen, tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, firm, stern faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through the blessings of the words of Zakaria alayhi salam, Allah will grant you a child. This huge ni'mah will enter your life. Simply after every salah, at any time of the day, raise your hands, sincerely make this dua. Rabbi la tadharni Fardaw wa Anta Khayrul Waaritheen. You can find this dua in the description box below. Supplicate this dua. Make this dua on a regular basis. InshaAllah ta'ala, you will soon be blessed with a child. As always, my respected brothers and sisters, I humbly request that you like and share the contents of this channel And if you have not yet done so, subscribe to this channel. Stay blessed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.